Welcome to the course Open Source Development with Python, COMP2152. We are going to code the lab 6 for the week 6 of the course. The Python part is manipulating the files, text files, and talking about I/O. And then we are going to write stuff inside a CSV and read them from the CSV. We are going to practice git log to see who did the changes and what was the changes they made. And we are going to talk about few network commands. So first thing we need here is we need to grab the Visual Studio Code, start the coding here. Perfect. This is where we left last week. We have 5 weeks here. And if we go to the terminal, we run this git branch command. At the end, left bottom side of this page, you'll see the pointer currently should be at master, and we have this lab week 5 from last week. If I go to my GitHub page, you'll see the repository exactly looks like the same thing. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to creating our branch first. If you are in this space, you need to press Q to quit from this space. Like always, we are going to create our new branch as the first command we are going to run. So git checkout -b to create and check out to that branch lab week 6 that has been created, and we can see that here. Next thing I need to do, I need to create a folder. So new folder week 06, and inside of that creating your lab 06.py. Perfect. So as you can see, because we did these changes, that color from green changed to yellow. What we need to do, we need to move to D2L. In D2L, there are a starter file for different operating system. Based on your operating system, pick yours. Mine is macOS, so I'm going to grab the starter file from macOS. So here, that is the starter file. Let's grab that one here and paste it in our lab 06. That's all good. We just grab the starter file like last week and create our lab 06 file. This is where we are taking our first screenshot. So let me change the size of the terminal, doing the git add everything here. Also, and git commit -m start week 06. We need to push, but we need to specify where we are pushing. So git push set upstream to the origin, which is lab 06. If I go to my GitHub page, I will see that 2 seconds ago, this branch has been created, which has the week 6. Okay, perfect. So this is the first screenshot we need to take. Let's go to the lab 06 file. At the top of this file, I'm going to change the name of the author. So it should be this name, which is the imaginary student name I'm using for our course. Perfect. So let's go to the questions and see what we need to do as our questions. First question is saying that we need to create a function. The function is there. We need to just complete the code. So First function is called write to log. So this is a text log. We are going to implement our write function, and then we are going to do the read from the same file. Let's move to the VS Code and code the function together. This was the function we needed to code. So task 1 should be somewhere here. So also you have this string here, your code here. You don't need that. I'm going to remove that one here and start my actual work. So write to a file. There are a lot of hints. If you read them, writing the code would be super easy for you. But if you don't know how to do that, I am just going to do that for you. We're going to use with. So we will open the file using with. And when we are done working with that file, it will be automatically closed for us. So then using open function and feeding that with the file name and the access we need for that file name. In this case, we are going to write to the file, but since this is a log file, we are going to append to that file and in an alias, which is file. So now easily we can write to that file. So file dot write. What we want to write inside that file is the content we received when we are creating the function. So entry. And at the end of each line, I want to add a new line. So it's like pressing enter and going to the next line. You see this pass? That was for just stopping the IDE to argue. So remove that pass and let's code this second function we have for reading from the same file. So how we do the read? Exactly the same thing. First we need to open the file, then doing the manipulation. In this case is reading. So the only thing we need is the file name and the access we want to read. So our access as file. And then the only thing I need to do is I need to return the every thing we have inside that file. So file dot read, and that's it. I need to remove the pass as well here. Next function we need to code is this one, log, creating our log inside the CSV file. This function is a bit different. We have file name, command we are running, the network command, which inside the lab I will talk about, target, result, and status. Then we are going to read from the same file. So let's find the function inside the file. Perfect. Your code here is specifying you need to write your code here. So similar to what we did, but this time we are just working with the CSV. So with open, and we know that as file and the rest of the code. So what is the file name? It's received as file name. We need to specify the access. This is writing to that file, but appending to the end of the file. So A and the delimiter or the identifier for the new line. So nothing for the new line. Perfect. Okay. We need to use the CSV built-in package of the Python. It is already imported here. So CSV, we need to write to a file. So CSV writer, what is our file name? We said from now on, we made this nickname or alias as file. So we'll call it file. From now on, we can just say write row. So we can write each row. And you can see we are receiving a list of inputs. So I need a square bracket to write them here. So first thing first, I need to use is the time stamp for the current time that command has been executed. So time. What's next one is the command itself. You can guess target, result, and the status. Very well. We don't need the pass here. We need to remove it. You can see that line is a bit long. We can make a variable here. We can call it, for example, writer is equal to this, and here we can just call the writer. So writer dot the rest. This is just to make the same code more simple and more understandable. Now let's code the second function. I will keep the first one here at top. So removing this empty line and start my code here. Again, there are a lot of hints of what you need to do. We need to open that file. So open, we need to specify the alias and code here. We are going to read. So the file name and access would be enough. Okay. Okay, but still I need to have the new line. Just specifying that as well. Everything seems to be fine. Let me see. We need to open the file name. Yeah, everything is here. Okay, next we need to create the reader. I will do that the long. We can do the long form, or let's do the simple form. Reader will be from CSV dot reader, and what we are going to feed here is the file. Next, now we have the reader. We know that inside the CSV there are many lines, so we need to read all the lines. So we can say for all the rows you can find in the reader, do print this is how we are dividing the content of that row. So we are using a space, a pipe, and another space. It should be joined to the row we extracted at line 241 here, 242. That's it. We don't need the pass, and the second question is also done. Let's go to the last question, handling the missing file. So if the text file or the CSV file is missing, by default there will it will crash. The application will crash. Let's avoid that of crashing. So we need to have this function. This is our third task. So we don't have any. Yeah, here we are going to create our save read. So we need to have try. We need to have these three blocks: try, except, and finally. We'll talk about this more when it comes to error handling in Python, but just right now, to avoid any issue, let's do a practice of them. First thing we need to do, this is a safe read, right? So we can just say, I don't need the comments here. You can put the comment, or let's keep the comment. That's okay. So first thing first we need to do is we need to use with to open that file with the read access. So open the file name, I think, yes, file name in read access. The alias is the same, like always, file. I can say content of the file. Content will be from file.read. If the file was empty, so content was nothing, empty, sorry, I misclicked. If the content was empty string, so nothing was there, we just say, or log to the console, and we say log file is empty. So log file is empty. Otherwise, when there is content, we will return the content. So content, very good. The exception we are working with is called file not found error. Okay, let's code that one as well. Everything has been explained here, what we need to do. So we will first do this print statement. The text has been added here, so we don't need to write it. Just grab it and paste it here. But we need to do one more thing here. We just need to return the empty string. The finally log will be just a simple print statement saying log read attempt completed. Let's save it there. And now let's run the application. I will use another terminal because I want to use my terminal for the VS Code to use for my screenshots for the lab. Okay. So let's run the application. The application is inside the week 6. So you have to write Python week 06, then lab 06 if you are outside that folder, or if you are inside the folder. So from here, because I am outside that folder, I'm inside the main repo folder, this is how I should run it. But if you were inside that folder, so you would see that inside your PWD result, you don't need to provide the relative path, just the file name would be enough. So Python lab, and it's not working. So that was on purpose because we need to make another change. First of all, there is no error. That is really important. There is no error. But what we need to do to make our application work is that there is this main function. This needs to move to the first of the line and it needs to be uncommented. So now if I run the application, it is working perfectly fine. I can choose one for ping any IP address. For example, I can give the Cloudflare IP. It will take a few seconds and you can see 3 packet has been sent and 3 packet has been received. There is no packet loss and the average latency is 9 milliseconds. Let's do a DNS lookup. So let's say georgebrown.ca. I hope I did spell it correctly. It returns this IP address. Now if I go to my web browser and move to that IP address, you will see George Brown is opening using that IP address. What else we have? We have the showing the IP address. So let's try number 3. So this is my IP address and this is my MAC address. Very good. If I press number 7, it will exit from the application. So I want to open a new terminal. So I have a more clean terminal because I want to show you the log files. So let's run. I am inside the week 6. This is important. You have to be taking care of the PWD. So the lab, and we have view full log and analyze log summary. So what is important for us? We need to run the application inside the VIC6, okay? Inside the VIC6. So let's see the full log with number 5. You can see we did, at this time, we did ping, and this was the result. At this time, we did the nslookup, and then we did the ifconfig. I will clean the screen one more time running the application, number 6. And this is the analysis of that log, of what happened and what was the result. So if I press number 7, it will quit from the application. You can see your log has been saved here inside this CSV file. If I do ls, you'll see there a CSV file and a text file has been added. So I will go back to the main folder of the project. Actually, we can do that from VS Code. Let's go here. So we said this is our first screenshot. Let me take my first screenshot. This is you need to submit as your first screenshot for the lab. There are 3 screenshots. Okay. Like always, we do git add and git commit -m complete the VIC06. Very good. Just git push. I could put the git push on the same line, but I wanted to have them in different line. Very well. So we need to check out to master. Let's do that together. I want to do everything in one page, so there will be the screenshot will be correctly taken. So git checkout master. Perfect. Now we can do git merge. What is the lab we want to merge? Is lab VIC06. We need the VIC05 last week. And then we have still a few things to do. Git push origin master. So everything will be add to the master branch. Git push origin master. Let's go. Now if I move to my Firefox and if I refresh, you will see first of all that yellow message has been vanished. We have 3 branches. Let's go back to the okay, and we can see them from here as well. This was our lab VIC6 branch, and now we can see the code of that is inside my master branch as well. So this is the second screenshot you need to take. So everything has been committed, pushed. We check out to master, merge the lab VIC6 to master, and then we pushed this merge to the GitHub server. Second screenshot has been taken. Okay, we need to do one more thing. I will use another terminal I had here. Very good. So git log. So you need to take one screenshot from here as well. We can see Bachman Ehrlich is doing coding here. 10 p.m. 45 seconds. They did this change with this commit message. The commit ID is this one. So this is a UUID for the commit. So each time if you want to point that one, you can see. So each commit has its own unique ID. And you can see the message we put for the commit. This is for starting for this week. This is for completing the week. We had the same thing last week. Yeah, it's doesn't matter if you want to go down. Just few last commits would be enough for me. Take your screenshot. So this is the last screenshot you need to take. So there is timestamp. There is the author, which is the example student I have, and what else? Time. What is the commit message, and we can see what they did. For example, here the branch has been created. The head has been changed to master, origin master from the other one. And if you want, we can go through the other details, which we will do during the in-person or online class. Just take your screenshot from the log. So this is the third screenshot you need to provide for me. So guys, let me show you the screenshots you need to submit alongside with your branch URL. So let me find my screenshot folder. It should be somewhere here. Okay. So this is second screenshot. Okay. First screenshot, creating of the week 6 branch and setting the upstream. So this is another thing which is really important for me. These are also important as well, but this is the most important one. This is the second screenshot of pushing the complete fork. And last one is the git log. You can take all of them from one terminal, but the thing is that you need to provide the important information you will see. So this is my complete commit and the rest. So please pay attention to what you are submitting. I hope you enjoyed that. There will be much more explanation inside the lab this week. I had to make a much shorter video. There will be a few more videos explaining the details of what we did later. If you have any question, like always, send me an email, or you can always ask me your questions during the in-person or the online lab. See you guys in our lab.